First at 6:30, one Valley family is fighting to survive the coronavirus on two different fronts. Husband and wife, one battling coronavirus from a hospital bed, and the other trying to keep their family restaurant afloat. ABC 15's Cameron Pullum has their story.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
How are you?
Good.
Good. Welcome back.
Myra Aiello is the definition of perseverance.
Here you go, guys. You need some plates?
Along with her husband Joe, they've owned and operated Aiello's restaurant, Char and Issa's Pizza off 7th Street in Thunderbird for years. But like so many others, when the pandemic hit, their business took a hit too.
It has been awful. It's really, we had to close the restaurants.
Closed off and on for 2 months, swapping to a takeout-only strategy. Then a devastating diagnosis. Both Myra and Joe got the coronavirus.
All I want to do is be by his side, and you can't see him, and it's going to probably be a very long time.
Well, Myra recovered. Joe went downhill quickly. He's been on a ventilator for weeks. Her focus remains on him every moment, but she's also focused on saving their lifelong dream of owning a restaurant.
I can't give up for him. He can't give up for me, my kids too. I mean, we just have to keep pushing through,
Juggling the two can be overwhelming. Her community coming out in force to make sure they do their part. Just take a look.
The emails, the letters, the Facebook messages, the GoFundMe. I mean, God, I didn't know we knew that many people. It's absolutely amazing.
Even more amazing, Joe is getting a little better, speaking to his family for the first time over FaceTime in months.
It was just so good, and he said it's so good to hear your voice. Oh, we all started crying.
Small victories that keep her going, determined to survive just as Joe is, embodying the unbreakable spirit it takes.
I really have to. I mean, this is everything. This is all we know, all we have.
I'm Cameron Pullum, ABC 15, Arizona.
Cameron, thanks. And here's where coronavirus cases in Arizona stand tonight. 928 new cases added overnight. The rate of new cases coming at about the pace we saw in late May. That's a month before we hit our peak of 5,400 people testing positive in a single day. That was back on June 29th. Parents, teachers, and school officials in Maricopa County have a brand new tool to help them decide if it's safe to bring kids and staff back to the classroom. Maricopa County publishing a brand new interactive map shows the spread of coronavirus broken down by zip code and also by school district. And this is important, so we want to get to the phone right now and talk to our data expert, ABC 15's Garrett Archer, to explain just what we can learn from this new tool. Garrett, what's so important about this map?
So this new map by Maricopa County is unique. It's giving us data points that so far the State Department of Health has decided not to disclose to us. Last week, the state did release its benchmark system to rate the spread of COVID-19. That was red for substantial, yellow for moderate, and green for minimal spread. But while the state gives us benchmark ratings for each county, well, Maricopa is a big county. So what they've done, as you said, is give us benchmarks for all the cities, zip codes, and yes, even the school districts.
So the Queen Creek Unified School District has made headlines recently, deciding they are reopening despite not meeting all of the benchmarks laid out by the state health department. What does this map say about them?
Well, right now, Queen Creek Unified is rated as red in the substantial spread category. But when you look at their data, they're definitely on the line. The dashboard updates its metrics every Thursday, and right now it appears that Queen Creek may be in the yellow or moderate category when the map updates again next week.
And what does the map tell us about the spread of coronavirus in different parts of the valley?
So the map confirms something that the AZDHS zip code map sort of alluded to, but didn't provide enough data to verify. And that was that wealthier suburbs farther away from the city center are much closer to meeting the benchmarks. So take Fountain Hills Unified School District, for example. They are already in the moderate category with a case per 100K of only 60 and a percent positive of 8%. While still far off from the minimal green category, that needs an infection rate of about 10 per 100K and a percent positive of less than 5%. They are much farther along than, say, Dysart Unified School District. This district has a per 100K infection rate of 112 and a positivity rate of 11%. It could take Dysart several more weeks to get to the moderate category and a much longer time to get to minimal spread.
Yeah, this is a story about people and in so many ways numbers. And Garrett, we certainly appreciate you helping us understand all of it. Thank you.
Queen Creek Unified, not the only district planning to reopen Monday morning. We just talked about them. But in the past hour, we have learned that JOC Unified School District is being forced to put their plans on hold. They say 109 teachers and staff have called out on Monday, saying they were concerned about their own health and safety because Maricopa County does not meet all 3 of the state's recommended benchmarks just yet. Both in-person and virtual classes are now canceled on Monday, and the district says they don't know when they'll have enough staff to start in-person instruction.
Now to the other big headline in the Valley tonight, the heat and just how deadly it can be. The latest numbers from Maricopa County's health department show 25 people have died from heat-related causes, and that's just so far this year. They're also investigating 222 more possible cases. That's 100 more than were under investigation this time last year. Chief Meteorologist Amber Sullins joining us again now. And Amber, these numbers show why it is so important to take this summer heat really seriously.
Yeah, it has been the hottest summer on record, no matter how you slice it, Faye. And as we take a look at just some of the stats that we've been keeping track of for you, the amount of 115 plus days, the amount of 110 plus days, and the amount of days with lows in the 90s, we are at record levels for all 3 of those metrics. And as we take a look at the weekend and the next several days, we are going to see temperatures drop maybe a few degrees, but it's still going to be above 110, still incredibly hot and dangerously hot for this time of year, which is why the heat risk, your risk of heat-related death or illness is very high. So you need to make sure you're trying to limit your time outside as much as possible between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. You're keeping your pets inside and you're staying hydrated in these incredibly hot and dry conditions.
Governor Ducey announcing today Arizonans will get a boost in upcoming unemployment checks. It's coming from the federal government as part of President Trump's proposal, but combined with current state benefits, it's notably hundreds less than unemployment checks cut earlier this summer. Under the president's order, Americans who have lost their jobs to the pandemic should get $400 extra right now to pay the bills. But here in Arizona, you'll only get $300 extra. The state not willing to chip in the $100 difference. So that means Arizonans are now eligible for up to $540 a week. And no timetable was given for when these extended benefits kick in. But we can tell you this, they will be retroactive when the last round of benefits expired at the end of July. And you'll also, of course, keep in mind, still have to face the issues of getting through to Arizona's backlog DES agency.
And Katie, a new question on the state application for unemployment insurance, confusing some people. And now they're turning to the Rebound Arizona for help. Here's Joe Ducey with the response from DES.
As tens of thousands of Arizonans struggle to get unemployment pay, a new hurdle involving another country. Willie says there was an unexpected question added to the weekly filing. What does Canada have to do with our unemployment here in Arizona? We took that to the Arizona Department of Economic Security. They say claimants cannot receive benefits in both Canada and the U.S. A question was recently added as we have seen more unique circumstances among claimants.
DES didn't explain further. And while the question itself seems odd, it's how the question is being asked that's causing some people to be confused and thinking that it could be preventing others from getting unemployment.
Gloria writes, the question is poorly or perhaps misleadingly posed. I certify that I am not receiving compensation from Canada. She says the answer should be yes if one is not receiving Canadian compensation. However, it follows 4 questions to which one would answer no. It feels strange to answer yes, I am not receiving Canadian unemployment. Willie says, I was told due to that question, quite a few people did not receive their weekly unemployment. Willie believes he didn't receive pay due to that question that he says he didn't understand. In a statement to us, DES admits a problem. They say the question is being revised for greater clarity as claimants inadvertently answered this question incorrectly. Starting next week, the question will be straightforward. Are you currently receiving unemployment benefits from Canada?
We still don't know why the question was added, but DES says it should not prevent unemployment pay. They say if this change affected a claimant's payment, DES has amended their answer in order to process their weekly claim. If this was the only issue, they should see resolution and payment soon. DES says you do not need to contact them to resolve the issue, but if you still don't get paid, we want to know. Email rebound@abc15.com. For the Rebound Arizona, I'm Joe Ducey. If you got a problem, let me know.
Can college kids follow the rules to keep coronavirus off campus? The problem the University of Arizona is already dealing with.
All three of Arizona's universities planning to bring students back on campus in the coming weeks. The president of the University of Arizona says he's already heard of fraternities and sororities breaking the rules meant to slow the spread of the virus.
People are moving in and they're not physically distancing and they're not covering their face.
All students living on campus at the U of A are required to get tested for coronavirus, and everyone must wear a face covering when social distancing isn't possible. NAU and ASU have similar rules.